Rock, we continue with round 3 of the Busch North Series for 2004. Let's take a look at the starting grid and keep in mind as we see Andy Santerre and Mike Stefanik on the front row, this is determined by 2003 car owner points, and that was because of the rain yesterday. Mike Johnson, Brian Busch share the second row.
Right there, Ford and Dodge, you see right there. There's 22 Chevys, 3 Pontiacs, 7 Fords, and 1 Dodge in this show today. There is Dale Quarterly. We'll watch him. He's actually not starting. I think he's at the very back of that engine chain.
Yeah. Back to row 4, and we pick up Eddie McDonald, the youngster who's had a very good start to the 2004 season, and Mike Olson in the Chevy, set to take on Lime Rock Park. This is the 12th running here at Lime Rock for the Busch North Series. Matt Kovaluk and Ryan Moore, the very fast Ryan Moore. What can he come up with today? Perhaps his first career victory.
Got Brian Shue in the Chevrolet right there. Dave Dion in the Ford. Chip Stockwell coming up next, and then Jamie Obey. Jamie will put on a good show for us today.
For sure. Barney McRae and Bobby Dragon. They start on the 8th row. Again, 33 cars in total. There you can see on the screen above the starting grid, there's Dale Quarterly just slowing down and waiting for the field to all go by. He gridded up in his original position, but then he will start from the rear, the 2-time Lime Rock winner. He will start from the rear of the field after that engine change. Brad Layton, the most recent winner from Thompson International, starts on the 10th row with Joey McCarthy.
Looking here, row 11. Anthony DeMott, Scott Cooley.
Back to Ryan Seaman, who leads the rookie points situation at the moment, and Rick Bell starts alongside him.
Rick Bell, longtime Trans Am road racer. He's been around this track many, many times.
Doug Capata, another one who's in the rookie points chase, yet to score points though. And Brad Bennett from row 13.
You got to come up with Michael Smith. And Sonny Williams, look at the 45, and Sonny will put on a really good show. That Ford is a very good piece of equipment.
John Murphy and Jeremy Treadway in the 02 starts from 15th in an all Pontiac row.
Timothy Andrews right there, and longtime road racer Jack Lewis in the 90, and of course the 90 is Junie Donlevy's number, and that car was bought just a couple weeks back from Junie Donlevy.
And row 17, Brian Wall makes his first start of the 2004 season. And he will certainly be at the next road course event as well at Watkins Glen later in the 2004 season.
Got a good idea of what that looks like coming down through here. 2 pace laps here at Lime Rock. It's a 1.5 course, just a little over a 1.5. It takes quite a while to get these tires up to temperature on a 50-degree day with the wind just blowing like crazy like it is today.
Set to go, hit and we do go. Green flag waves here at Lime Rock Park. And it's Santerre and Stefanik on the front row. Andy Santerre will get the inside run as they almost contact.
Wow, and locked up brakes in the second row from behind.
And Stefanik went around the outside down into Big Bend. Whether he's able to hold it, we'll find out.
You can go side by side through the first 3 corners here, but if you can't get it worked out by there, you're going to come on to this. It's already been worked out.
Yeah.
It gets real tight when you get to this next portion.
Mike Stefanik pounds. Great move early on. Mike Johnson going side by side with Brian Hoare.
This is a very narrow racetrack. As you see, these big cars get side by side. It takes the entire racetrack up to one lane straightaway now, headed for the uphill.
Brad Layton made a terrific start at the 35 as well, getting several positions in those first 3 corners. So Layton is on a forward surge as well after being forced to start back in 19th position to those car points from 2003. First lap almost done here at Lime Rock.
Yeah, and I'm liking Mike Stefanik. I want to be with him, man, up there with a big clear gap back in second place, and a bunch of dicing going on back there, 2 and 3 wide, which you can do getting into turn 1 here.
Mike Stefanik, look at this inside move. The Dodge, the 45 of Brian Hoare. Great move on the inside.
That entry into turn 1 off the front straightaway is so wide. There's very many lines you can take in there. But when you get into the apex, somebody's got to give way. As you saw right there, they all got through.
Well, Brian Hoare likes his chances today. He went side by side with Johnson early on, got by him, then worked on Andy Santerre, so he now moves up into second. Santerre is back in third. Moore's up there, so too is Olsen. Matt Kovaluk in 7th after the opening lap.
Brian Hoare, the only Dodge in the entire field, and that one's running really good. We didn't really expect to see the speed. We didn't see it in the practice session. Wound up now.
We mentioned earlier that Mike Stefanik knows what it takes to win here. He won the Lime Rock event back in 1998. and he's got a handy lead at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see if Brian Hawking can run with him.
Well, right now he's not really up close enough to challenge him, but the big battle's back here for 5th place. Look, 3 wide now, entering turn 1.
This is tight stuff here, and that's Kelly Moore. Sits nicely in 5th place at the moment. He's being hounded by the 61 of Mike Olson, so that's a great scrap. And 17, Eddie McDonald's in the mix also.
Everybody's in the mix. That's right there. They're really getting at it.
Kelly Moore in the 47, holding off on Mike Olson, but it's only a matter of time, you feel.
Not a lot of passing opportunity on a big car here. One of them was right there for the uphill. Taking a look now going to the West Bend. Will make that pass cleanly. That was well set up.
Updating you further back in the field, I've said that 19th to 14th after the first 2 laps, so he's off to a great start.
Ideal passing opportunities right here, breaking down into the turn 1. The only bad part is that the track right there is a little rough and undulates. You'll see people lock up wheels and tires and get in trouble there as a result of that.
And Mike Olson has got by further back in the field, so Mike Olson's got by Kelly Moore, so he moves up into the top 5. It's this man in the 55, Mike Stefanik, the former champion, twice champion in the Busch North Series in 97 and 98. He leads well by about 1.5 seconds. The Busch North Series continues on Speed Channel when we return.
Dodgeball rule number 15.
Let me hit you with some knowledge.
The game is 90% mental.
You should quit now.
I think I'll take my chances in the tournament.
You will take your chances.
That's what you say.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
All right.
Touche.
Dodgeball, rated PG-13, now playing.
This is the Remington Titanium Smart System, the only shaver that combines the sharpness of titanium-coated blades with the technology to automatically clean itself. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
The track that has defined American motorsports.
From the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Wow, what a race this is turning out to be.
The only Formula One race in America is the U.S. Grand Prix.
For the race lead, he's got it.
And the only place to see it is on Speed Channel.
That is Kurt Blamo, game over.
Across the line.
Yes! The U.S. Grand Prix, tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Speed.
There's just no limit to the great things And brings together. And now that includes an array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T. Call 1-800-ATT-4ALL and get choices spanning local and state and U.S. and international, and can take you wherever you want to go right from your home phone. So call 1-800-ATT-4ALL and find the unlimited plan that's right for you, your wallet, and your life. Come together with And from AT&T.
The key to running fast here at Lime Rock is using every bit of the racetrack that you can. It's narrow enough by itself, but if you pinch it off, it's even worse yet. You'll see, oh, right there, a big slide up on the top of the hill. You see Mike Stefanik when he runs his line. He's right on the curbs and he's right on the exit right here.
Whoa, I think that was Ryan Moore that got a bit of a tank slapper going, got sideways. Here's Kovaluk putting the pressure on Kelly Moore. They go side by side down into turn 1.
Braking from over 150 miles per hour for turn 1. You have to get it right there, that's for sure.
There's the 74 of Ryan Moore. He's in there. Brad Layton is just 2 positions back. Now Ryan Moore comes up side by side with Eddie McDonald, but McDonald's got the inside run.
McDonald has a good run, but right here, when it comes to the right-hander, see, they're gonna go the other way. It's real tight here.
Gotcha. Brian Moore says, thank you, I'll take that one. The 99, Brian Chu. Great to see Brian up there. He's had a frustrating start to this season. Now he tries the inside run on Eddie McDonald. This is a tight spot to try and pull off that move.
Side by side up that hill can get you in trouble in a hurry. And right now, coming into West Bend, you see that didn't help him out at all. In fact, they had to drop back and be safe.
The 0 is in the mix as well. Bill Penfold, during yesterday's 90-minute practice session, was quick. He got off to a great start, adapted to this Lime Rock circuit very, very well and very quickly. But the man in the pressure seat at the moment is this 47 of Kelly Moore, the most successful driver in the history of the Busch North Series, with 25 race wins. But he is under siege at the moment from his son, Brian Moore.
His son in the reversal of the number 74 gives him more pressure than he needs right now. Both beautiful cars.
Eddie McDonald has been able to shake off Matt Kovaluk. Kovaluk was all over him not so long ago that he's been able to gap him just briefly. Then Ryan Chew and Bill Penfold are in there, but keep an eye out for 35. Brad Layton is on the move. He's come from 19th to 12th in the first 5 laps.
And Brad Layton has turned the fastest unofficial time in all the practice sessions here. He tested here on an open test day, and he's really got that car working well. It's a Ford from Jack Roush, and it's only 2 races old, and it's a really nice chassis.
Brian Moore has settled into a nice rhythm in second. Unable to do anything about this man, Mike Stefanik, out in the lead. Mike's got just shy of a 2-second margin over Brian Moore, so things are comfortable up front for Stefanik. And don't forget one of the main storylines of this race is Dale Quarterly has come from the rear of the field, 33rd to 18th.
Yeah, coming here right now. You're looking at Stefanik already in lap traffic, already putting guys a lap down on just the 7th lap of the race.
This battle continues. Father and son, Kelly and Ryan Moore, followed by Eddie McDonald and Matt Kovaluk.
Actually, Eddie McDonald's not got into between the two of them, so he is really making a move.
Let's see what he can do about Kelly Moore. Can he manage to squeeze by and get up the inside?
One of the tricks to Lime Rock is really pacing yourself as to where you want to catch a car and where you want to try to pass it. This is the best way. Coming down this hill, get a big run going like right here. Pop to the inside and see if he's going to make it down into the brake zone. Watch the locking up brakes here. That's easy to do. You see all the skid marks from it.
They're all lining up. Look at Layton and Ryan Moore. They came down hard on the inside as well. And Ryan Moore now on the inside of his dad, trying to put a move on. And he does successfully. Layton will follow through as well.
Oh, he could have leaned on his dad and pushed him off the road, but he didn't. Guess he's got to have to deal with that later.
Here comes Brian Chew and Bill Penfold. They're lining up for a shot at Kelly Moore as well. But the 35, Brad Layton, is storming through this field.
You see the drivers that are smarter setting these passes up to happen in turn 1. That is the most opportune place to do an outbreaking maneuver here at Lime Rock without getting in trouble.
Well, I guess one of the things we haven't yet mentioned too, Dorsey, is that there is very few true road course cars in this field.
And that is a true statement right there. In fact, we only see that there might be 5. Mike Olson has a real road racing car, as does Mike Stefanik. Brad Layton has one. Look right here, there's a pass being made.
Brad Layton on the inside of Ryan. Oh no, the 45, Brian Hoare's gone off at Big Bend, just on the exit of turn 2. Now gathers it back up. Wow.
Doesn't take much of an error here to get yourself in a lot of trouble, particularly since it rained all day yesterday. The outside of this race course is still soaking wet.
He rejoins. He's lost several positions. He rejoins just in front of Matt Kovaluk. So from 2nd to 5th. That was a costly error there by Brian Hoare.
Now, the good news is he's done no damage to the car whatsoever, so it really isn't that bad a deal. A lot of race left that he can make that ground back up, but put it in the memory banks. Let's not do that again.
Yeah. Here he is, 55, the man who sits 2nd in points at the moment, Mike Stefanik. Very solid start to the 04 season.
Mike now into a kind of a tenuous situation where you start lapping these back-marked cars. You know, you got to really watch it around Lime Rock. One mistake with the other guy, and you can be taken out that way as well. He said there were landmines all around this place. And I understand exactly what he means. There are like little landmines. You know, you get off the road here and boom.
The revised order after Brian Hoare running off the track is Stefanik leads from Olson. Mike Olson's having a tremendous run here at Lime Rock. From points leader Andy Santerre, rather not the first time he hasn't been the points leader, I should say, Andy Santerre, in a long time. Since September 2002, he is not the points leader. Then it's Johnson, then it's Hoare back in 5th, then Matt Kovaluk, Eddie McDonald, Brad Layton, Brian and Kelly Moore round out the top 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, the race for president of beers has come to an abrupt end. Hi, I'm the Budweiser Donkey. I spoke with the Clydesdale recently, and he told me that Miller is not eligible to run for office in America because they were bought by South African breweries. I said, get out of town. He said, what does that mean? I said, it's an expression. You never heard it? He said, no, I haven't. And then I left. Anyway, the Clydesdales and I will continue to take the high road. It's just another reason Budweiser is the king of beers. I'm the Budweiser Donkey, and I approve this message.
Dodgeball rule number 4.
Dodgeball is a sport of violence and degradation.
Size matters.
Make sure you pick the strong kids for your team and gang up on the weaker ones. Look out for it!
Dodgeball. Rated PG-13. Now play.
Inside every car's engine, friction and wear cut scratches in metal surfaces, causing compression and power loss. Restore with CSL fills these scratches and improves the seal between piston rings and cylinder walls, thereby restoring engine power and reducing oil consumption. Independent tests prove that Restore really works to increase and balance compression across all cylinders. If you have an older car or truck with a lot of miles, improve the engine performance with Restore. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Racing gets down and dirty tonight on Speed. At 8, the ARCA Remax Series from Michigan. Then at 10, the American Sprint Car Series 360 Knoxville Nationals. Over the wall he goes. Tonight, beginning at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Today, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series takes on Memphis. 6 races down, 6 different winners, and now the battle only gets tougher. The O'Reilly 200, live, today 3 Eastern, only on Speed.
Welcome back to Lime Rock. We continue with round 3 of the Busch North Series for 2004. Update on Dale Quarterly from 33rd to 14th.
This car's working really well. Watch the pitch of the attitude of the front end when it gets into these brake zones, turns into the uphill. It's all staying really flat around the front balance right there.
Well, the day is going so well so far for the 55. Candace, what do you have on this team?
He's feeling great. The car feels great. No complaints at all. As you can tell, he's doing great out there.
He's doing a stunning job so far, coming up on more lap traffic. But Stefanik might be unstoppable today. At the moment, he enjoys in excess of 4 seconds over second place Mike Olsen. Now actually changed that to just over 3. So maybe Mike's making some inroads. Good lap last time from Olsen down in the 54s.
The guys have done a lot of work on the chassis. You can see that because the shock absorber package here at Lime Rock is really important. This is a very rough racetrack. You don't see it that much, but it's really undulating and rough. And without the right shock package, you just have nothing but a handful of car all day.
The 4 of Brad Bennett. Right in the middle of that mix. He's ahead of Brian Chu, and he is in 12th at the moment. The battle for 10th intensifies. Brad Layton now up inside that top 10. Kelly Moore is in that pivotal position. He's had a tough start to this race after starting at the front of the field. He's been shuffled back several positions, and you can see the familiar yellow and green machine there of Dale Quarterly. He has come storming through in the Bully Hill Vineyards Chevy from 33rd. He's now in with a shot of moving into the top 10, and we're only on the 13th lap.
Yeah, that's a bit unnerving when you see the Bully Hill car coming right now. He's on the outside going into this brake zone to see if he's able to make any position. Really kind of just boxed in right there. And see, yeah, he just drops to the back, which is the right thing to do.
Brad Bennett scooted through, made up 2 more positions on that lap from 12th to 10th. Great move. Brian Chu's running with him now. Look at Quarterly. Lin the 32. Dale Quarterly is trying everything he can to shuffle these guys out of the way.
It's not easy to shuffle them out of the way. There's only so much room on this racetrack, and trying to get your nose in there sometimes was not the right thing to do.
We're getting close. Not quite there yet, but we are getting close to when the pit window opens. So if they stopped, say within the next 4 or 5 laps, Dorsey, they could go all the way to the end if there are several caution periods. Who do you see coming in first? Who do you think? How do you see this one playing out?
It depends on if Mike Stefanik was lying to me or not, but he said he could come in as early as lap 12 and make it based on having 2 or 3 cautions during this race. I think that would be a little bit on the risky side. We'll see if he really does that, and he's already at lap 14.
And I tell you what, Mike Olsen is steadily eating into this lead of Mike Stefanik. Down to just over 2 seconds now. And of course, here on a short track like Lime Rock, traffic certainly plays a part. But there's Mike Olsen starting to zero in on our race leader. And he's coming in, Mike Olsen. There, he's answered our question.
Yep. He's going to be the first duck in. You saw him real sideways on the downhill there.
Whoa, Sonny Whelan, contact in turn 1.
Oh.
He just nails the 78 of Rick Bell.
And again, they get together. Rick Bell takes the spin off the outside, but the second hit was a pretty substantial hit.
Here's our second place car, was second at the time of pitting, and that was Andy Santerre in the pits as well. So the Little Tree 61 has been serviced. And make a note, he came in on lap 14. So too Andy Santerre. He's serviced and done.
These guys playing out their pit strategy now. They're good to go. No caution so far, and that's amazing to me. I thought by now we would have had one. Now there's Mike Stefanik. Is he going to pit this lap? Doesn't look like it. Carries a lot of speed through the downhill. Nope, he's going on. He lied to me.
Well, we'll just see. It's going to be interesting as this race grows old, to see how that plays out for Andy Santerre and Mike Olson, especially when they're in such prominent positions. Now that opens up a huge lead for Mike Stefanik over Mike Johnson in the 96. He runs third. Matt Kobaluk, he runs second. Kobaluk's third.
Track position here at Lime Rock is very important. No question about that. These guys are pitting early, playing that strategy that they'll get the lead, get back up front. It's hard to pass here if you got a car that's even close to equal.
One car, one driver really on a tear at the moment is Brad Bennett. He's moved up significantly through the field. He now sits in the top 5.
So Mike go over the uphill right there and get the big tail wag, which means he lifted the car all the way off the ground. We've seen that happen a lot of times here. You just really watch when it lands. You can snap an axle really quickly doing that.
Another lap down for our race leader, and now here's Dale Quarterly. So Quarterly has been serviced as well. He came in on lap 15 and rejoins just ahead of our race leader.
Quarterly the man to watch, no question about it. Now he is pitted relatively early. That'll give him good track position, and that's something he needed coming from the back. You see the fuel overspill right there. It's flying out the thing through the corner. That'll stop here in a lap or so.
This will be interesting if he can get back up to speed quickly enough to hold Mike Stefanik off.
Well, the one thing about these Busch North cars is that the tires themselves don't take much time to warm up, not like it would be on a road race car. And he's under a lot of pressure from Stefanik. Got real sideways at the top of the hill there.
Pressure is on Dale Quarterly to hold our race leader off.
Now for Mike Stefanik, another problem right here is that with that car in front of him like that, he's losing the aerial downforce on the front of the nose. He's got to watch that.
Let's get it down to the pits. Here's Candace.
Thanks, Lee. When Mike Olson came in for a pit, I spoke to Harry. He just came in for fuel. He said that will be his only stop. He's got enough fuel to get him to the end, and they're hoping that he will make it to the end without another pit.
Well, that's what these guys have been doing for the most part, is just dumping fuel in only. They think that's enough to get them down to the window that they need to have. It's a cool day. Tires should not be a factor, an issue here.
Yeah, it's only 50 degrees, and it's quite breezy, as you can see, to the side of the circuit. But now Dale Quarterly is up to speed, and he's managing to hold Mike Stefanik off. Keep in mind, our race leader has not pitted yet. The 55.
You would assume now he's looking for a caution, thinking the caution could come out, he would take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's the problem here at Lime Rock. When you make a pit stop, that pit stop takes about the equivalent of what these guys run. 54-second laps, sub 1 minute lap. You can get a lap down here making your pit stop.
So that battle there has settled down somewhat, and Dale Quarterly is back into the groove. The revised order after those first shuffles. Here's Matt Kobaluk. He's in for his first stop of the day, and he moves out of that second place. Brad Bennett is still up there. So too Eddie McDonald. Ryan Moore in the 74.
In the woods. Somebody off on the Big Bend.
The 06, and that is Ryan Seaman, our rookie points leader.
Boy, that's a bad deal for the rookie points leader, because that's going to take a tow to get him out of there. There's actually a creek back there. I wouldn't know that, having been there before.
And let's hope that everything is okay there.
Actually, that is just at turn 4. It's not at Big Bend at all. It's at turn 4.
So, the NASCAR Busch North 200 is up and away, 19 laps down, and Mike Stefanik has dominated since the get-go.
Happy Jack wasn't told, but he was a man. lived in the sand at the Isle of Man. The kids would all sing, he would take the wrong key. So they rode on his head in their very donkey. The kids don't know Jack, they tried. They dropped things on his back and lied. They couldn't stop Jack or the water's lapping. And they couldn't prevent Jack from being happy.
Recently, one of the Clydesdales called me into his office, so I put on my hair extensions and went to see him. He said Miller's involved in a scandal. I said, really? What scandal? He said, I'm about to tell you, calm down. I said, no, you calm down. He said, no, you. I said, make me. It got pretty awkward. But then he told me, Miller is not eligible to run for office in America because they were bought by South African breweries. So we win. I was so excited I started wiggling my ears. I'm the Budweiser Donkey and I approve this message.
Tonight on Speed, the ARCA Remax Series from Michigan International Speedway. Frank Kimmel leads the pack in this all-out stock car battle. Tonight at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Back at Lime Rock, and we are under our first full course yellow, and that's due to the 06 of Ryan Seaman running off track. There's Ryan out of the car, and that car will need some digging out of there. He's buried that one.
You might need a chainsaw to get that out of there. It's up in the woods pretty good.
So let's have a look. This is the replay. Ryan Seaman and just loses it on the exit.
Yeah, just like I said, he dropped a wheel off, got into that wet area. There he goes through the creek. That's what all the steam is. Just did nothing more than drop a wheel off trying to get set up, and that's all it takes when it's been raining like this, as hard as it did yesterday.
And we're working our way back toward green. The caution was for 06 Ryan Seaman, the rookie points leader. Now we go back to racing here at Lime Rock, and Mike Stefanik leads the field down into Big Bend.
Oh, but he's got a challenge and trouble up the inside.
Oh, the 92 almost collected in Doug Capata, and Doug's got a lot to win here today, that's for sure. With Seaman out, Doug Capata can gain a lot of rookie points.
That's that brake lockup I told you about because of the bumps in turn one. You really have to watch that. Had he not released the brake, he'd have got in the back of Stefanik. That would have been the end of it.
So a lucky escape for both drivers, but particularly our race leader, Mike Stefanik. Andy Santerre is right there in the mix, putting plenty of pressure on. He needs to get by and get up there and mix it with Matt Koviluk and Mike Olson.
No name straightaway, you know. They say it's a straightaway up and it's not straight. You saw it right there, and real loose at the top of the hill. Spins the tires up again. So these restarts are tenuous. I'll tell you, you really have to watch it on these restarts.
Santerre is broken loose. Bill Penfold is having a nice run inside the top 10. He's there chasing Santerre.
Great shot coming down the downhill. You see there's a big bump right at the bottom there. You hit that bump and really can send you off flying. Oh, we got some smoke there out of it.
There's Bill Penfold starting to put the pressure on into zero. And the VIP Charter Coaches Chevrolet.
Yeah, Santerre's car had a little smoke. I think it was just a little bit of tire lockup because it's not showing anything now. Look at this man, Mike Stefanik. Huge lead. This is what he wants. He's lighter than everybody right now. He's got the same tires on. There's the fuel of the car. Right now, he's going to just try to check out from this entire field, get as much as he can. And look at the lead he's got.
He's going great, and he is clearing out. Why is he clearing out, though, Dorsey? Why is he so quick this weekend here?
Well, he wants this right now. I mean, he's lighter. He's got the fastest race car in this configuration, but he's going to have to get fuel, so he needs to get a big lead. That's what he's been banking on the whole way. Get this big lead and come in and just take a little splash of gas.
While we were heaping praise on the likes of Brad Layton, Brad Bennett, there's other big movers in the field, and Bill Penfold is one of those. You see him squirreling down into Big Bend there, coming up right on the back of Andy Santerre. Penfold started 18th. He now runs 5th. Awesome run so far.
That's what's so hard about turn one. The center of the racetrack where the car that you want to pass is brakes on a very flat surface. You go to the inside and you get into the bumps and you see all that squirming around in tire lockup when you do that, and you see a lot of problems down there.
Matt Kobaluk's enjoying a good top 3 run at the moment. Not quite close enough to Mike Olsen to mix it with him. And Olsen has a 5-second deficit to race leader Mike Stefanik. Look at Penfold though, he's really starting to put work on Andy Santerre.
It's all about that corner right there, the downhill corner. Who can do it flat? Who can get to full throttle the quickest? Whoever does will pull the straightaway speed higher down this end, and you can get inside. Right then, they all came off equal.
Great lap last time round by Mike Olsen. He's able to reel Stefanik in just slightly, but there's still a lot of work to do there. And remember that Olsen has been serviced, Stefanik not yet. And the number 9 is creating a few hassles here, Tim Andrews. It's his first Busch North start of the year. And he's proving to be a little troublesome for Andy Santerre. Santerre knows that Penfold is all over him, and he wants to clear this and get by Andrews as quick as he can.
And there just isn't that many good places to stick your nose in. Certainly not there on the uphill, and probably not here either, but he's going to do it anyway.
Now squeezes through West Bend on the inside of Tim Andrews. Good clean move. Penfold's looking for the run through as well, and he's able to execute that.
Well, Andrews got trapped to the outside, and you see what happens when you do that. That was his bad timing. He loses 2 positions as a result of that, and he's slow down the front straightaway. He's going to lose another.
And look who's coming. Dale Quarterly is right behind Mike Johnson. Here he comes. So Tim Andrews is in the hot seat. He's got the quick guys blasting on through. We've lost Matt Kobaluk. Kobaluk has gone at turn 1 at Big Bend.
Now he's got a lot of exhaust smoke coming out of there. There he's got it refired now. Looks like he just got into Big Bend a little too hot in the center. Off the outside he goes. He's got it. There you go. They're so slippery. He can't really get going.
Here's the run we're looking at. Mike Johnson in the 96 holding out. Dale Quarterly in the 32. The Woolly Hill Vineyards Chevrolet. It has blasted through the field from the rear and has come right up to be a top 5 contender now. Johnson sits 6th. Quarterly is 7th. In fact, you're going to elevate those guys 1 position more because 3rd place Matt Kobaluk is still trying to get back on the track down in Big Bend. Great scrap going on here.
Oh, dives to the inside.
Oh.
Didn't think he had quite enough there.
Good run by Mike Johnson, holding Dale Quarterly off. Tremendous stuff, and considering what happened at Thompson for Mike Johnson, big contact there. He and Brian Chu came together, and this is a good strong run to rebound from that round.
He certainly doesn't want to lose another car chassis like he did that. But he's got Quarterly all over the back of him and putting a lot of pressure on right now.
Back to our race leader to the tune of 6.1 seconds. Mike Stefanik is cruising. Looks in great shape out in front, 31 laps down, and he is enjoying, or not quite his biggest margin in the race. The lead was as high as 8 seconds earlier on, but it is a beautiful day so far for Mike Stefanik.
That's the look I like from being inside the race car. Nobody in front of me, nobody behind me. Let me go. I just love running like that. That's what Mike wanted out of this whole, strategy.
2nd full course caution of the day.
38.
And it could be for that, the 38 of Anthony DeMonte.
Just sitting on the outside of the left-hander, parked there, very much in a target danger zone. If someone should just get in there and lock up, that's right where he'd be. Yeah, we don't know yet what's happened to Anthony. It looks like he's just sitting there, but we'll find that out.
Can anybody catch Mike Stefanik? That's the question that needs to be answered here at Lime Rock. Stick around.
Did the greatest king who ever lived cross the battlefields, search the highlands, and discover the life behind the legend as we journey through the centuries and into the darkest regions of England? Quest for King Arthur, Sunday on the History Channel.
First, it was Formula One meets NASCAR. Now, speed puts one of its own back behind the wheel. On the Limit. Derek Daly takes you to the inner workings of F1 racing. On the Limit. Today, 12:30 Eastern. Only on Speed.
There's just no limit to the great things And brings together. And now that includes an array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T. Call 1-800-ATT-4ALL and get choices spanning local and state and U.S. and international, and can take you wherever you want to go right from your home phone. So call 1-800-ATT-4ALL and find the unlimited plan that's right for you, your wallet, and your life. Come together with And from AT&T.
We get back to green though right now, and Stefanik again leads the group out of its second full course caution. Now watch the charges come. Olsen, Penfold, Santerre. Penfold's put a move on Santerre on the inside, and it's all broken loose. Down in turn one, Kelly Moore's in the middle of that, and Tim Andrews as well.
I'll tell you what, Tim Andrews spun all the way around there and never put his brake on. It looked like he was going to back right into the traffic, but they got through somehow, miraculously, just with that one incident.
Santerre has been shuffled back 2 positions. Look who dove through on the inside. It was Bill Penfold and Dale Quarterly, and here they come, the chasers. They want Stefanik.
Quarterly, I mean, definitely the chase is on, no question about it. They want Stefanik, but they want to get by each other as well. Now this whole strategy of Mike Stefanik doesn't make any sense at all, because now the lead guys that have had fuel that don't have to stop are right at the Hounds are in his back door.
And Mike has to stop at some stage. You see Sonny Whelan, he's in the hot seat. He is not on the lead lap. Oh, and he runs wide. Hang on to it, Sonny.
Yeah, that could be a big wreck when you go up on the outside there. It was a good save by Sonny.
He's got Mike Olsen looking for an option through, and now he dives to the inside. Will that stick? Not quite. Couldn't force the way through there. In that piece we saw a nice feature story earlier in the show with Sonny Whelan, and he mentioned to be on the track with people like Dale Quarterly and Mike Stefanik, it's just an honor. It's a pleasure. Well, he's right in the middle of them right now.
And Mike Olsen's going to have to watch the moves that he does make trying to get around Sonny, because right behind him is Quarterly, who's looking very hard at him making any kind of mistake, and he'll pounce right on if he does.
Whoa, a little sideways up over the uphill.
That's fun, man. I like that. Weehaw, over the top, do a wheelie.
Through West Bend, Stefanik flying. He's been the fast man throughout this race, and he's been able to gap the field. He's good after these restarts. He's able to escape while the rest get caught up in lap traffic and battling each other.
You see these guys now starting to drop wheels off the outside of the downhill. That brings a lot of dirt and debris there, and it just magnifies the problem.
Dale Quarterly has got by Bill Penfold. So Quarterly now is in the top 3, so 33rd and last on the grid to 3rd, and continuing to chase Mike Olsen and making ground on Olsen.
That's the dangerous man right there, Dale Quarterly. He's done it before from the back. And you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, some guys think that they just changed the motor so they can start the back to show that they have cook there. I don't know if I buy all that. That'd be awful confident.
He is the Lord of Lime Rock, no doubt about that. He's won 2 of the last 3 years, and boy, you'd have to say it's looking good today as he increases the pressure on Mike Olsen. Penfold maintains his 4th. Mike Johnson has come up ahead of Andy Santerre. He's being shuffled back. Then it's McDonald, Bennett, Ryan Moore, and Bobby Dragon. That's the top 10.
To be this good at Lime Rock Park, you have to be one thing, methodical. You have to just know this racetrack like I used to do. You know, and absolutely just get every square inch of it. Just put the pressure on, Make your man make the mistake in front of you. Just a little error here is so easy to force, and a little error, you can pay a big dividend.
Race leader Mike Stefanik enjoying a 1.5 second lead. We did see Brian Moore come in a little earlier. Candace has more on that.
To his crew chief, Neil Schwartz, he's got a long list of problems. He came in, they gave him 2 left side tires, but the worst problem is that he was having radio problems, no communication whatsoever. They swapped out the radio. They also took some tape off the nose, and then, believe it or not, Brian also spent the night in the hospital. Well, not the night, he was there until about midnight tonight. He has the flu, so they were pumping fluids in him. He's been real dehydrated, so he's not feeling well on top of all his car problems.
Tough day for Brian Moore. Good call, Dorsey. You picked it in 1, the radios.
Yeah, the radio. I saw him taking that wind in it down. That's not anything. That's very uncharacteristic, and it can only mean one thing. They can't talk to me. My brother one time was my crew chief, and he turned the radio off on me because he didn't want to talk to me.
Let's take a look at the replay of the start, of the restart, I should say, and watch this action. It had into turn 1, particularly with Tim Andrews and Kelly Moore.
About 3 rows back, Tim Andrews is going to get hit right there, turn sideways in the 9. He got hit again. Now watch what happens. Right here, he could lock the brakes up and just stop it. Instead, he just lets it roll. Now he's going to back in there. He's lucky he didn't back right into the other one. But that car got hit on all four.
And you know who was on the outside who actually got hit by Tim Andrews and kind of deflected? 26 is off and in trouble.
Scott Booley off the Big Bend corner. We see a lot of trouble there on the outside, and he's not the only one out there. It's the 54 is gone with him, John Murphy. I'm sure they got into a skirmish in the brake zone trying to see who could get in the deepest, and now the 54 has paid the biggest price. You see the rookie stripes there on the back. Right here we see it. Now it's 26 is around, the 54.
And as these guys, we watch the replay of this, Mike Stefanik has come in for his stop.
There's the water. He's in a swamp. Look at this.
Well, this could bring out another caution because it looks like it has. Third full course caution is out.
And there's the problem. He's stuck in the swamp. Now Stefanik's in for sure. Finally getting the fuel. They're making a chassis adjustment at the back. Off he goes. Now he's going to really have to run hard.
So now he's serviced for the day and gets back out on track. Mike Olson assumes the lead of the Busch North Series 200, and we are just over the halfway mark.
Who was it that declared Budweiser the king? Everyone who's ever opened one. Around the corner, around the world.
This is the Remington Titanium Smart System, the only shaver that combines the sharpness of titanium-coated blades with the technology to automatically clean itself. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
What are you doing? I just closed my home equity loan with Ditech.com. I don't need these anymore.
Want to pay off credit cards, consolidate debts, and lower your monthly payments? Apply now for a no-closing cost home equity loan from Ditech.com.
You're right! This is fun!
Log on to Ditech.com or call 1-800-DITECH-1.
Can we talk about all the whining? Whining when I go fishing, whining when I go to the game, whining when I go bowling. I can't take it.
You shouldn't have to.
No, I shouldn't have to.
Just get a new fan belt at Rick's Auto Parts.
Find a parts store on the NASCAR Performance Network. Go to NASCAR.com, click on Auto, and enter your zip code. And always be car care aware.
Let's go back to the dream about the clowns.
And we're getting set to go racing. Now we see the green again. Third restart of this race.
I love it when that starter tells you hold back. There ain't no way to hold back. It's a restart. Here comes Dale. Look out. Outside, out, round outside. That's a hard way.
He's looking to set himself up for turn 3, the left-hander, if he can run side by side with Mike Olson. But Olson's been running at a great pace today, and it looks like Olson's been able to hold him off up into the left-hander. He has. It's Olson, Quarterly, Penfold, Johnson, and Santerre. That's the top 5.
You're putting yourself in a real dangerous situation there on the outside of the guy around here. You have to really have trust in him. Quarterly probably said, okay, nah, I won't think so, not right.
There are no lapped cars in this mix. These are all the front runners. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. You can go on through the list. And Mike Olson is the man at the front setting the pace. The Moors are back up in the top 10. So too is Eddie McDonald. The father-son combination.
Olson opening a big distance right now. I mean, he is really flying. Oh, locks up the brake just a little bit. Saves it, no problem there. As long as he hasn't flat spotted that right front.
And Quarterly saw that and pounced. Look how close he was able to come up on Mike Olson. He leaves Penfold a little bit behind. So the pressure may be getting to Mike Olson.
Yeah, he locked up that time the left front, right there for the left-hand corner. You have to really watch that. These bias-ply tires, you get a square spot on it, and it'll keep locking up every lap. We'll keep a look on that and see if it keeps continuing to hassle Mike.
Further back, let's see if Mike Johnson's got anything for Penfold. What could Santerre do? And right behind Andy Santerre, Eddie McDonald, Kelly Moore, there's Brad Bennett.
Now, if I'm quarterly, I'm going to run him down in the turn one so deep this time, make him lock his tires up again. Now, I've seen that lock up 2 times in 1 lap. See if he does it. Just run him in there as deep as you can, see if you can make the mistake.
And when you see the 47 of Kelly Moore, look at the front right of the car. Here on the inside, move on Bill Penfold. Mike Johnson's done it. Has he run too wide,
well,
though?
Yes, he has done. He's hit the curb and bounced up. He's lost track position. Right back, it passes, repassed.
Carried a little bit too much momentum into Big Ben. And Dale Quarterly showing some patience here.
And the only mistake he really made was just he hit the curb. When he turned into the inside, he put the right tires up on the curb. It bounced the car over, opened up the inside, and the pass was remade. Mike Olson is really, really fast. He's able to distance himself when he needs to from Quarterly. And that surprises me, quite honestly.
Been a while since Mike Olson's won a race last August in Maine. His last victory in the NASCAR Busch North Series, so he'd like to get another one up in his first one for 2004. 2 different winners so far this year. We could have 3 from 3 the way this is looking at the moment. Santerre won the opening round at Lee USA Speedway, and then of course Brad Layton won at Thompson International Speedway just a week ago. Even when you're as experienced and as successful as Mike Olson in the 61 Dorsey, obviously a former Busch North Series champion, it's still got to be off-putting having someone like Quarterly just hounding you and just filling your rearview mirror.
It does. It keeps the pressure on continually. You got to look before you turn in this corner and get on the brake. You got to look back and see where he's at. You know, am I safe? Is he inside of me? And those little deals just cost you time, no question about it.
Stefanik still trying to work his way through from the back of the field.
Again, Quarterly is using more road on the exit. Usually gives a better shot down the straightaway when you do that. Another point by a driver being lapped. That's good to see. He says, "Going by, I see you."
And
you never know. I mean, if they don't point to you, you don't know that they know that you're there or not. It's, you know, you don't have time to worry about it. You just hope like crazy they know you're there.
Just updating you on our former race leader, Mike Stefanik. He's come back up to 13th position. And continues the charge.
I mean, he is putting so much pressure on right here. Uh-oh, big crash front straightaway again.
It's Tim Andrews.
That's at the exit of the downhill, right in the front straightaway.
Look at the marks.
Yeah, he's taking a big tax lap of ride. There's no question. He's backed into the guardrail quite hard.
Well, let's take a look at the replay, and you're looking at car number 9, the 3rd car in shot.
On the downhill, turns in right there, turns in a little bit too early. You can see that now the car's going to go out wide, gets a big slide going. Now watch, it's going to hook hard to the left right here. He got behind on the steering. Round it goes. He's got it locked up, but he's off the road. There's no way it's going to stop. He's going to hit this guardrail backwards hard. Bam!
Whoa!
And spins him around another couple extra times. And that shortened that car up pretty substantially. And I'm pretty sure to say his day will be done.
The Busch North Series continues on Speed Channel when we return.
Couldn't stand looking at the lawn. Sorry.
Need help with lawn care? Ace Hardware has the people and products you need to help keep your lawn looking great. Ace, the helpful place.
Dodgeball rule number 17.
Line up, ladies!
Keep your eye on the ball.
Wait! Hold on a second. Hold on. I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding?
Dodgeball, rated PG-13. Now playing.
How's this for a guest lineup next week? We'll have Kyle and Patty Petty about the Victory Junction Gang Camp. Motorcycle Heroes, Roger DeCoster and Gino Scali. The gearhead comedian Adam Carolla. We kick it off Monday night at 10, only on Speed.
There's just no limit to the great things And brings together. And now that includes an array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T.
Call 1-800-ATT-4ALL and get choices spanning local and state and U.S. and international, and can take you wherever you want to go, right from your home phone. So call 1-800-ATT-4ALL and find the unlimited plan that's right for you, your wallet, and your life. Come together with and from AT&T.
Getting set for a restart, and this time it's not Stefanik at the front, it's Mike Olson in the Little Trees machine.
Big
The
tussle in the
61.
back here, though.
Oh, look at Brad Layton. Brad Layton starting to put a move. He made up several positions, and we've lost someone down in turn one. Big Ben. Is it a spinner or a lockup? It's just a massive lockup.
It's a lockup with a bunch of punting each other, I think is what it was. That was Brad Layton, who's already in the grass there, but we've had a pass for the lead now. Dale Quarterly from dead last has taken the lead, and I think what we're going to see is him kiss him goodbye. Bye, he's out of here.
Well, this was the storyline. This was his storyline for the whole day. He wanted to start from last and win the race to prove to his peers that he could do it again. And so far, the story is going to plan.
It gives him an advantage in two ways. He's got an open racetrack in front of him, so he can just start hitting his marks and racing fast between those two. Secondly, the guys that are in second place now are going to be battling for that position that will slow them up.
We'll keep an eye out, too, for Mike Stefanik, the 1998 winner here. He is back in 13th position while he was in the restart. We'll update you when they all come across the line. There's a huge group there battling it out. This top 10 tussle is brilliant. Brad Bennett is in there hassling Andy Santerre. And Stefanik only made up one position, so he is up to 12th. The revised order is this man, Dale Quarterly, leading the way from Mike Olson. And then it's Bill Penfold from Brad Layton. Then it's Mike Johnson, Andy Santerre. Eddie McDonald is 7th. Brad Bennett is 8th. Then it's Joey McCarthy and Brian Chu.
You look now, I mean, get the tank slapper up over the top of the hill. Dale Quarterly now has the whole thing really in his hand without any cautions or anything. I think we'll just see him start to check out because the intense battle that's about to ensue is going to be in second, third, fourth place.
It is, isn't it? This is amazing. He almost had a 1 second gap on Olsen last time around. It's grown, obviously. Comes across the line. And this time round, as Kovaluk is back in, he's pulled out nearly another full second in that lap on Olsen.
I think he's broken an axle. They're checking right now. You're going to see him pull that hub out of there, more than likely. Going up over that uphill where we hear the motor spin up, it's really hard on the rear axles, and it looks like right now they're addressing the right rear. We'll see.
Matt Kovaluk started the season nicely with 2 top 10 results at Lee and at Thompson, but today that is not going to be the case. He was running as high as 3rd earlier in the race, had a spin, ran off at Big Bend turn 1, and from there it all went downhill. So a tough break, tough day for Matt Kovaluk. Meanwhile, Quarterly still out in front and just growing this lead. He is flying.
Just turned the fastest race lap, which does not surprise me a bit because I figured once he got in the lead like that. And we have a full course caution coming out again. There is the pace truck right in front of Quarterly. And we'll see what this is about.
That's number 5. We had 6 full course cautions here last year for a total of 31 laps. And now this is number 5.
Now that bunches him back up again. It gives Olsen another shot at the turn 1 dive bomb pass, which we know will happen.
Oh, I wonder what it's
look
for.
at here, Layton. Layton up to 3rd now.
Yeah,
There's
Brad
a story.
Layton is a
Brad
big
Layton
mover.
has been the fastest car here in all of the practice sessions. That is a Jack Roush Ford, only 2 races old. Very potent machine. Can he be a factor? I think maybe he can.
Yeah. And remember that while we keep heaping the praise on Dale Quarterly saying that he came from the back, well, it wasn't as far as 33rd. Brad Layton did start 19th, so he had a lot of work to do early.
Yeah, he didn't have the points that he needed, so that's a car to watch. New car.
The 35 sitting in 3rd. Brad Layton, there he is, the most recent race winner. Can he make it back-to-back wins here today? We'll find out when we return.
defeated the greatest king who ever lived. Cross the battlefields, search the highlands, and discover the life behind the legend as we journey through the centuries and into the darkest regions of England. Quest for King Arthur, Sunday on the History Channel.
Finian Raceway. When history is written here, you'll feel it. NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Dodge Save Mart 350, part of the Big O Tires racing season. Ticketmaster or InfinianRaceway.com.
Welcome back to Lime Rock. The Busch North Series continues.
As they pull the 8 out, this was in the left-hander that he's gone off. It's not the same place that we've seen others. But look at this. He's got the rope tied up, completely tied up to his car. All that water is not radiator. That's because he's been in the swamp over there. When there's trouble.
Mike Stefanik.
Mike Stefanik's got into something big time with the right front.
And that's what happens when you try and come through the field. Mike sits 13th at the moment. He's got Jeremy Treadway immediately ahead in the Moors.
And that, unlike the other damages we've seen, that did open a big hole, which was going to lose substantial front downforce, which will affect him right here in the downhill corner. It'll affect him going into turn 1.
They start to build some speed as we get ready to go back to racing here at Lime Rock Park. The 5th full course caution is done. The green flag flies, and here we go. Watch the 3rd car in line. What's Leighton got for Mike Olson? Bill Penfold trying to set up Leighton as well.
We'll go to the inside and be protected, but these guys behind him are getting pretty racy.
Brian Chu, great move to the inside in the 99. He dove down there quick, down into Big Bend. But look at this. Dale Quarterly has just jumped. He's left them.
Yeah, he's got the good jump he wanted to get, and there's a lot of pressure going on back there for second place. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th running right on top of each other.
Been a very solid day for both Penfold and for Mike Johnson, sitting back there in the 96.
Brad Layton's got to make this pass all the way right away. He can't sit here very long behind Olson. He needs to get up to the front before Quarterly checks out, which is what he's doing right now. He's really running some laps right now.
And as Dorsey mentioned earlier, it's a brand new car for Brad Layton. The first 2 events he ran the Chevrolet, this event running the Ford. Race leader in the 32 Bully Hill Vineyards Chevrolet, and he leads to the tune of 1.8 seconds. That's an outstanding lap to do that straight up after the restart.
Layton's been passed, lost his 3rd position.
Big gap from 1st to 2nd. Dale Quarterly to Mike Olson, and there is Brad Layton, still maintaining 3rd from Penfold. Johnson, Santerre is in there. Then it's Brad Bennett, Brian Chu, Kelly Moore and Ryan Moore, top 10, and Mike Stefanik has pushed his way forward to 11, so he's not done with yet either.
Brad Layton has Cosworth Ford power under the hood this week of his Ford. Cosworth built that engine for him. And he is indeed putting a lot of pressure on. He needs to get this pass done and out of the way because there's not that many laps to go, and it's going to take a while to catch up, if you can catch up to Quarterly.
17 to go. Make it 16
Look
this time by.
Defensive driving.
Yeah.
Look at Olsen move immediately to the inside. Not going to give up turn 1 to the inside, he's not.
He made that decision pretty early, didn't he?
He made that known right away on the downhill.
Oh, he's got him. He's gone right around the outside. Brad Layton has pounced.
He's made the better run, and he knew it. You saw right away Olsen knew that he was in trouble. Tried to put the block in, but it was to no avail. Now, Layton's got to run some laps. He's got to put his head down right now, get all of his marks. Watch that water. Get really going because he's going to have to make up the deficit up to Quarterly. Catching him's one thing, getting around him, that's going to take more than just one lap.
Stay with us, more on speed. This is Busch North Series Racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the race for president of Beers has come to an abrupt end. Hi, I'm the Budweiser Donkey. I spoke with the Clydesdale recently, and he told me that Miller is not eligible to run for office in America because they were bought by South African breweries. I said, get out of town. He said, what does that mean? I said, it's an expression. You never heard it? He said, no, I haven't. And then I left. Anyway, the Clydesdales and I will continue to take the high road. It's just another reason Budweiser is the king of beers. I'm the Budweiser Donkey, and I approve this message.
Dodgeball rule number 8.
Peekaboo!
Never show mercy.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody!
Dodgeball, rated PG-13. Now playing.
You can't protect it, but now you can fix it. With Duplicolor's new Scratch Fix 2-in-1 Touch-Up Paint. The innovative ballpoint applicator keeps the factory match paint flowing evenly, while the tapered brush is perfect for larger chips. Get your color of Scratch Fix 2-in-1 at auto parts stores and leading retailers, because you're gonna need it.
First, it was Formula One meets NASCAR. Now, speed puts one of its own back behind the wheel, on the limit. Derek Daly takes you to the inner workings of F1 racing. On the Limit, today, 12:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Starting this season, AutoZone joins the NASCAR family to bring you the NASCAR AutoZone Elite Division, where 250 teams in 4 regions compete for a chance to make their racing dreams come true. Follow the action and excitement all season long.
Visit NASCARRegionalRacing.com for schedules and news.
The NASCAR AutoZone Elite Division. They're on their way.
Tonight on Speed, the ARCA Remax Series from Michigan International Speedway. Frank Kimmel leads the pack in this all-out stock car battle. Tonight at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Welcome back to Lime Rock. The Busch North Series continues. Tell you what, Leighton is eating into his lead. It's 2.2 seconds. We'll monitor it next time round.
And we were talking about right away who had real road racing cars and who didn't. First, second, third, fourth, all are real road racing cars. So they're showing to be really dominant.
There's Mike Johnson. Great day for him here at Lime Rock. He's holding off Andy Santerre. Right behind Santerre is Brad Bennett. Brian Chu, great stuff. He's come on strong towards the end of this one. After his pit stop, they've worked his way back up through the order. And Brian, frustrated with his start to the season, he is certainly well down the points order. And he will rebound here today if he can stay where he is.
Brad Bennett putting a lot of pressure on. We'll see if he can get a run down here into 1. Not this lap, he doesn't.
25th and a 12th so far this season for Brian Chu in the 99. At the moment he sits 8th. This will get his championship back on track. Santerre sandwiched in between Johnson and Brad Bennett. Just 14 laps to go. Will it be green? Will it be a flat-out sprint to the checkers? We'll find out. 0.4 of a second. Brad Leighton took out of our race leader, Dale Quarterly. Is he catching him? It certainly looks that way.
Yeah, well, he caught up a half a second that lap. No question about it. 0.4 of a second he made, and both those cars running in clear traffic, so they don't have any issues. Who's quicker. Right now, Leighton the faster on that lap.
Well, let's hear more from the Leighton camp. Here's Candace.
That's right, I'm down here with Dave Olby. Now, Dave, tell us how things are running so far. You said you guys are actually quicker than Quarterly at this point.
Yeah, we're quicker than Dale. We haven't got high gear, but he's driving it. We have brake trouble early in the race, but I think stays green, we'll get him.
You think you're confident you guys are going to take this one?
Yep, pretty confident. Nothing happens.
That's the attitude to have.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Lee.
Thanks Candace, another 0.4 of a second out of Dale Quarterly's lead. It's down now to 1.4 seconds and an amazing lap of 54.4 seconds for Brad Leighton. He is flying.
Both these guys got their head down. They've got the muscle up right now. They're up on top of the wheel. Leighton knows he's got the faster car. That's an advantage you'd like to have. Plus he can see his adversary right there in front. That gives him just a little bit more yet.
At this stage, sadly, the day looks done for Mike Stefanik as far as victory because he's dropped positions. He's now back down in 12th. He was as high as 11.
Wow.
After leading the most laps in the day is done for Mike Stefanik.
54.30 lap for Leighton's. Mike pulls off that no-name straightaway heading toward the uphill. Something's broken on the 55.
What a shame.
Now, will that bring a caution out this late in the race? I mean, he's actually in a relatively safe area.
After leading for the first half of this race, Mike Stefanik's day looks over.
There is the full course. We're going to bunch him up again.
And Brad Layton says thank you very much.
Layton has that to look forward to.
So,
quarterly, though, you know, I'll tell you what, catching a guy and being faster than a guy here, like I say, is one thing, but once you break the momentum, once you catch him and you lose your momentum, it can be really hard to get around, especially if the guy doesn't want to be.
That frustrating statistical point continues for Mike Stefanik. He has not won since returning to Busch North Series racing, and that will continue here today at the third round of the 2004 NASCAR Busch North Series.
Well, we don't know what he got into, but whatever it was, he got into it pretty good. See a lot of damage to the under tray in the front there, hood,
71
fender.
lap.
And we have got just 11 laps left to run here at Lime Rock.
What was I saying about the crew chief and 10 to go?
yeah, look
buddy.
out.
This is going to be a shootout now.
There, Pit.
And there is the Stefanik pit. The day's done.
Packing it up, going home. Not what they wanted.
What a shame. He started on the outside the front row, swept by Andy Santerre down into turn 1. Didn't look back for the first 41, 42 laps. Then he decided to come in. In fact, he was one of the last to pit. The strategy was questionable, but then he started making some great grounds back through the field, almost broke into the top 10, but now something has put paid to his efforts here at Lime Rock.
Here, there's a possibility this car got hot, could have got a hole in the radiator. We see the damage here in the front, right down on the bottom. Whatever made that, and now Mike's got out, I'm going to take a look, and more than likely he's punctured the radiator or pulled a hose loose or something when he's had that damage.
Stick around, plenty more coming up on Speed. This is the Busch North Series from Lime Rock Park.
Recently, one of the Clydesdales called me into his office, so I put on my hair extensions and went to see him. He said Miller's involved in a scandal. I said, really? What scandal? He said, I'm about to tell you, calm down. I said, no, you calm down. He said, no, you. I said, make me. It got pretty awkward. But then he told me, Miller is not eligible to run for office in America because they were bought by South African breweries. So we win. I was so excited I started wiggling my ears. I'm the Budweiser Donkey and I approve this message.
From Mario Andretti to Ryan Newman, for 37 years, one driver has been honored as the best of the best. Speed Channel's Driver of the Year. In 2004, this impressive list of winners will grow by one. Who will it be? This quarter's nominees: Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr., Buddy Rice, Greg Anderson, John Force, and Steve Kenser. Log on to speedtv.com now and cast your vote for Driver of the Quarter.
Stop. This one. A couple papers, mail's in a mailbox.
Yeah. Give me the package.
They think the signs read, "No one is home."
Mom, what's going on?
Yet they missed the most important sign of all.
It's okay. It's okay. Hello? It's Prince. It's okay.
Brinks Home Security protected this family, and they can help protect yours too. The Brinks Award-winning Monitoring Center provides a quick link to the proper authorities 24 hours a day. And the Brinks Standard System is a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Call Brinks Home Security now and get a free home security analysis, the Brinks Standard System installed for just $99, and we'll also install a second keypad free. That's a $125 value. Plus, you could save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance. You'll always feel safe at home with Brinks Home Security. Brinks Home Security, dedicated to fast response and peace of mind 24 hours a day. Call now.
There is the car, Mike Stefanik, the 55, being towed back to pit lane after leading half of this race. Sadly, it's done. It is all over. The man that's in the hot seat is Dale Quarterly. Candace, can he go all the way? That's what we want to find out.
Well, guys, I just spoke to his crew chief, Mike Sibley. He said that Dale is feeling great. He said the car's running okay. And he said for Dale, that means it's running great. And he also said, I asked him if he had any concerns with Brad Layton being right there behind him. He said Dale has not mentioned Brad at all. He said that Dale's running his own race, and he's confident that he's going to come out on top.
He'll notice Brad in a moment.
He will. There's only going to be an 8-lap sprint. Let me tell you something. We're under 10 to go. What that means is all the lapped cars now will drop to the back. It will not affect our leaders because they're clear of all that. But for people running on the lead lap, it gets all of the lap cars back to the back. So anybody who's racing for position can do so freely.
Track is now clear, and next time by, we will see the green.
It's important, this restart, for both these guys. Leighton, it's easy. I mean, I'm sorry, for Quarterly, it's easy. He can control it at his speed, whatever he wants. For Leighton, he's going to have to try to guess, pre-guess. Is he going to go slow? Is he going to go fast? Where's he going to gun it? And if I can gun it just a car length before him, I might get him in turn 1.
Sure. Has Mike Olson got anything after this break? Gathers it all back up. Bill Penfold is a contender. It's going to be crazy down into turn 1. So final lap under caution. You can see the lights off on the pace truck.
I wouldn't call it Bill Penfold out. He gets really aggressive on these restarts. He keeps trying to make things happen in turn 1. And in close proximity, we've already seen what happens in turn 1. Light is out. Boy, this is where you tighten your belts. You really pull it in tight right now. Take a deep breath. Can you hold your breath for 8 minutes around here? Yeah, sure you can.
Yeah. If it means getting a victory, and some of these guys still looking for their first. I mean, any of these guys in the top half dozen or so could be contenders, but you like to focus on the top 2. They seem to have had the pace, and when we were under green racing before Mike Stefanik's car brought out that last caution, Brad Leighton ran 3 consecutive laps, all in the mid-54 second range, which is just outstanding.
Slow start. There's the strategy.
Here we go, final time. Will this be all green to the flag? And look at this, Dale Cornley defending from Brad Leighton. This is the mad scramble down into turn 1. Mike Olson looking for an inside run.
Olson had the good run there because of the slow start. Can't do anything with it. He's under attack. Penfold, locked up brakes. No, they all made it.
And that was Brian Hoare locking them up in the 45. Brad Leighton in the 35. Unable to do anything about Dale Quarterly up front. Now look at the freight train further back. Third right the way through the field. They're all nose to tail, but these 2 guys have bolted.
Oh, and side by side up the straightaway, I wouldn't do that either. There's no future in it. You want to get away. You want to race for first place, not for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Brad Leighton continues the chase on Quarterly.
Olson just too far back, I think. He's holding up that second train of cars. It's going to be a 2-car shuffle. Can Leighton get by? Down the downhill. This is the key corner. They see both these guys out onto the rumble strips. Big speed. Quarterly thinking about, not enough. That's a fake. That's just a fake.
And there's Brad Leighton's crew cheering him on.
Yeah, that's all, by the way, if you didn't know I was back here, look now.
Yeah. Well, an 8-lap sprint becomes a 7-lap sprint. This is tight. The run to home. It's been an eventful day at Lime Rock. 6 full course cautions, identical to what we had here last year in the Busch North Series race. And look at Leighton. He's hunting, he's searching for any opportunity to get by on our race leader, Dale Quarterly. Remember, these 2 guys had to come from deep in the field. The man leading the way in the 32 started last. Leighton started 19th in this 33-car field.
It's this next corner and who does it right, which will make the difference as to who wins and who loses this race, because it's all getting down this straightaway. Both guys pretty equal here. Leighton right up, tucked up underneath him, but not enough, I don't believe, to pop out. No, there's 2 car lengths between.
And at this stage of the race, the cars look great. There are the cars handling beautifully, in good shape, considering they've done 76 laps of Lime Rock.
It's that old thing. Leighton, big crash down in turn 1.
And that involves Brian Hoare and Sonny Whalen.
Whalen got in way too deep, locked up, and just crashed right through.
Sonny Whalen in the 31 is off. Brian Hoare was going backwards in the 45 as well.
Brian got nailed, just absolutely got nailed right there at the apex of the corner. Couldn't see that coming at all.
If Sonny can't get himself out of there, we're going to see another full course caution. Should we make it a 4-lap sprint or a 3-lap sprint?
Remember, if it goes even longer than that, this will not end under yellow. This will definitely go green-white checker for the finish if we get that far along.
And Sonny Whelan needs help over there in the 31. He can't get out of that situation. Remember, very boggy here on the side of the circuit.
There was the pace car. I just saw him going out. Saw the yellow lights. Look at the replay. Watch right here. It's all locked up. He's out of control way back there. Just clouts the 45. I mean, just hit. Oh, actually took 2 guys with him, not just the 45. He was out of control, 10 car lengths before the corner was even there.
I think Sonny thought he had the brakes of his Viper then.
He needed the brakes of his Viper then.
So Sonny Whelan stranded on the side of the circuit, back under the caution for the 7th time.
Somebody's inner fender panel laying there. Look at the battered Whelan machine. That was a big hit.
Movers in the top 10 as Sonny Whelan gets rescued on those last laps. Jeremy Treadway has come up into the 10th position. Brian Moore has dropped back to 12th. And Lewis is in 11th.
Well, I hate to say it, but for Brad Layton, this runs him out of very, very many precious laps that he needed to try to find a way by quarterly. I don't think that there's going to be a way he'll get around, but he'll be desperate.
Time to squeeze in a quick break from Lime Rock as Sonny Whelan gets rescued. This is going to be hectic. The run to the checkered flag. It's not over yet by a long way.
Frank, have you seen this debate for the president of beers?
Oh, I'm immersed in it.
They've got an irritating spokesperson running against a Budweiser Clydesdale.
Yeah, the horse is looking good.
I mean, the horse doesn't say a word, and he comes off smarter than the spokesperson.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, plus, who would you rather have for president? An irritating spokesperson or a majestic Clydesdale who is symbolic of warm holiday fun?
I'll take the horse.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
In a choice between a horse and a guy who's only part of a horse, give me the horse any day.
This is the Remington Titanium Smart System, the only shaver that combines the sharpness of titanium-coated blades with the technology to automatically clean itself. It could just make all other shavers obsolete.
Oh no! Consolidate bills and lower your monthly payments now with a no-closing cost home equity loan from Ditech.com.
How can they do that?
Call 1-800-DITECH-1 or log on to Ditech.com.
First, it was Formula One meets NASCAR. Now, speed puts one of its own back behind the wheel, on the limit. Derek Daly takes you to the inner workings of F1 racing. On the Limit, today, 12:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Two different winners in the first two races of the 2004 NASCAR Busch North Series. Andy Santerre won the season opener at Lee USA Speedway, and Brad Layton, the most recent race winner. Will we make it 3 from 3? It certainly looks that way. If Dale Quarterly, who started last and now leads this race, can hold Brad Layton off.
And Brad Layton doesn't have a lot of time to get the job done. I mean, it's desperation time for him. He needs A, another really good restart, and B, to get a little bit more aggressive. I mean, it's how much do you want to win this car, this race? A little tap at the right place around Lime Rock.
Now you only know that through experience,
Yeah,
Dorsey Schrader.
yeah, I've done my share of that before. Anyway, it will be hectic. It's going to be a sprint race like you've never seen before. And it's not just the two. We talk about the two because they really are the players. But, the Penfold car is really very aggressive still.
But we saw how quickly at the restart, just how forcefully that Dale Quarterly and Brad Layton were able to break away from the group. They bolted.
Now watch now. We're going to get another one. Is it going to be slow like the first one? It's predictable if it is. I'd back away and try to get a run if I could. Looks slow. Oh yeah, very slow.
Very, very slow. Set to go racing again. Now we do go racing. Brad Layton looked for the outside. Dale Quarterly covered him that time. They crossed the start-finish line, and there is just a handful of laps left to run here at Lime Rock. Great defensive driving down into Big Bend. Now Brad Layton puts his nose on the inside.
Drag race was equal, and he definitely did go down on the inside defensive, move to the inside right away. Brad didn't have anything he could do except maybe just lay a fender on him, which he did not do yet. Look here now, the left-hander.
3 laps left to run here at Lime Rock Park. Good, clean racing up front so far. There's been plenty of scraps and action further back in the field, but this is it for the lead. Mike Olsen is coming under siege from Bill Penfold, and also Mike Johnson in there with a shout as well.
Sideways over the top of the hill. That loses you some momentum.
Oh, he's giving him a tap.
That was close. Can he get inside here?
He's got him. Brad Layton is there. He gave him a little nudge heading into West Bend.
But payback.
Oh, he's going to pay him back.
Yeah, I think you did loosen him up a little bit right there. That was, you don't want to touch a guy there. That's 160 mile per hour. Wow, that was awesome.
So a sneaky little piece of racecraft there from Brad Layton, and he unsettled Dale Quarterly, and Quarterly now will want to return that favor.
Yeah, but I don't know if he can, because right now if I've got motivation. If I'm Layton, I know that bumper's behind me. I'm not going to let him get me.
He's edged away. There's just 2 laps left to run. 3 miles in total. And this one's done. Brad Layton has never won at Lime Rock Park. He is the second most successful driver in Busch North Series history, but he has never won here on this tight, twisty, demanding Connecticut circuit. Today could be Brad's day.
All these guys loose up over the top, giving it their all. They're not lifting it on. They're just really standing on it.
Well, his crew chief said it before to Candace. We believe we've got enough. We're faster than what Dale Quarterly is. And he's proving that now. He's driving away from Dale Quarterly. Quarterly's falling back into the clutches of Mike Olson. And there's 1 lap to go here at Lime Rock Park. Brad Layton will be thrilled with this.
Just over a mile and a half to go. 8 corners done right. He will win this race, no question about it. 1 mistake, it could be all gone. It happened last year here. Last lap, the leader goes off.
The Irving Oil Chevrolet out in front to the tune of 1.5 seconds or so. That's a great run, and Dale Quarterly able to respond. He's pulled away from Mike Olson. Now that pressure's off. Olson has dropped Bill Penfold. Penfold is under siege from Johnson and the gang, Andy Santerre. But this is it. The downhill for the final time. Into the diving bend. There's Brian Hoare. It's been an eventful day for Brian. With the race winner, he's gone back-to-back. Thompson International and Lime Rock. Brad Layton wins for the first time in his career at Lime Rock Park in an action-packed road race here. Sensational stuff. The Irving Oil team are thrilled. And Layton back-to-back wins, and he extends his championship lead.
Boy, that was strong making that prediction. Trying to get by a guy, but he made it stick. He gave him a little bit of bumper. Loosened him up, got by, and was clearly the fastest car after he got through.
Stay with us. More on Speed. This is Busch North Series Racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the race for president of Beers has come to an abrupt end. Hi, I'm the Budweiser Donkey. I spoke with the Clydesdale recently, and he told me that Miller is not eligible to run for office in America because they were bought by South African breweries. I said, get out of town. He said, what does that mean? I said, it's an expression. You never heard it? He said, no, I haven't. And then I left. Anyway, the Clydesdales and I will continue to take the high road. It's just another reason Budweiser is the king of beers. I'm the Budweiser Donkey, and I approve this message.
Thanks, Joe.
Enjoy. We always use grill mates when my old teammates come over for a cookout. It gives my grilling big, bold flavor. How big?
Great steaks, Joe.
Really big. Grill Mates has spices you can actually see.
Everyone really loves the big taste of Grill Mates.
Thanks, Joe. Even kickers. Grill Mates from McCormick. The taste you trust.
Did the greatest king who ever lived cross the battlefields, search the highlands, and discover the life behind the legend as we journey through the centuries and into the darkest regions of England. Quest for King Arthur, Sunday on the History Channel.
First, it was Formula One meets NASCAR. Now, Speed puts one of its own back behind the wheel. On the Limit, Derek Daly takes you to the inner workings of F1 racing. On the Limit, today, 12:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Hey, Greg White here. On the next Two Wheel Tuesday, American Honda factory star Miguel Duhamel's here to help us announce the winner of our Dude for a Day contest and off to Myrtle Beach Bike Week. That's Two Wheel Tuesday, 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on Speed.
And it's a pretty illustrious group of drivers who have won here at Lime Rock in this Busch North Series road race. And Brad Layton can now finally add his name to that list. Time to celebrate. Candace, it's great down there.
Absolutely. Everyone is very excited. Brad, congratulations. 2 in a row. Does it get any better than this?
Unbelievable. You know, this road course stuff has haunted me for a while, and I was hungry. Dale knew I was hungry. I got in the back of it a little bit coming down over the hill, and I'm sure he's going to understand. We needed to pull this off. We had a lot of problems. We ran without a gear all day long, and no high gear. Persevered with the brakes. The guys come in, did a great job. I want to thank Irving. They came on board for 6 events, and we're really beating them up, so that's great. Our next event will be Loudon, just to set the record straight.
Just an awesome start for the season, 2 in a row. Congratulations to you, Brad.
Tremendous stuff. Great to hear him talk about that incident on top of the hill. We take a look at the final standings. Leighton, obviously, the win quarterly. I'm not too sure how pleased he'll be about second. Mike Olson, Bill Penfold, great day for those guys. Very solid. Mike Johnson hung in there as well, and now poleman Andy Santerre in the top 6.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys all doing a really great job. Looking down at 11, there's Jack Lewis, longtime road racer. Jamie Obie right next to him. Did a great job. Kim Stockwell.
Brian Moore seemed to get shuffled back a little towards the end there, back to 13th after being there in the top 10. And here is Brad Leighton chasing down Dale Quarterly. His team cheering him on. They knew he had the car, and this is the move, the decisive move. Just shuffled him, just unsettled Dale Quarterly, and that was enough to seal the deal.
A great driving between both these guys, and neither of them mad. That's good to see. They'll go on to their next race and give it some more of it. Wrap it up.
So a great day. On behalf of Candace Kruger and Dorsey Schrader, I'm Lee Diffie. The Irving Oil team, they're delighted, and so too is Brad Leighton.